So let's delve into this P3, P5 map thing. For the record, I want to state I was totally for the map changes. I was just rolling in runes last season, or season 2. It was just a little bit much. So when they changed the maps to P3, it really wasn't that big of a deal to me. I've since come around and I understand the arguments for, well, just the daily grind of most players. And the issue with this fight, I don't have a script for this, so it's a little bit rambly, or more rambly than normal, is I think the reasons for supporting something matter just as much as what you're supporting. My years in politics has taught me that if someone doesn't support something for the right reasons, generally that person's incompetent, and what they'll do is they'll completely botch whatever idea they're pushing. So first of all, it sets back the timeline for what you want to achieve with a certain goal, because you push things for the wrong reasons, they move too quickly, or you react too quickly, and the judgment goes through, and eventually what happens is the other side has a lightning rod on which to focus on, and the issue never gets solved even decades later. This is Ruth Bader Ginsburg's criticism of Roe vs. Wade, actually, a court case she supports. I'm sure you all know Roe was the abortion case, and the reason she said that about that was because it moved too quickly. Her thoughts were that eventually abortion rights would not have been as controversial a topic had they not decided Roe so quickly and poorly. And if you don't have to be a legal scholar or anything, but if you must know, the top 3 worst decided cases in court history are probably Dred Scott, which said escaped slaves were still property, Plessy v. Ferguson, which set up separate but equal, and then Roe is probably 3rd. I think that's the ranking you'll see from most constitutional scholars, even left-wing scholars, mind you. It doesn't really matter. Everyone knows Roe was bad law, but that's an aside. The point is, the reason for supporting what you're doing matters just as much as what you're doing. You have to do it the right way for the right reasons. And I think this P3, P5 map thing, I mean, I'm not in the know. I'm not some big YouTuber. I'm not the guy making changes. I don't really know the people making changes. But I've kind of been able to piece together from the rantings and the fightings on Reddit and the forums and things like that. I think I know a pretty good idea about what happened. I think they did take some feedback from streamers who wanted P3 maps because it was burning things out too quickly. I think Dark Humility, who's the main balance guy, I guess, for the game, I think that's his role, even said as much, that the change came from someone who plays the game an awful lot. And he even supports switching back to P5 now. But the issue is, I think there's people who are supporting P5, like I do now, and like so many other people do, for the wrong reasons. And I think we have to distinguish that, because if you support P3 maps because you're a streamer and you make longer form content, you want to do 100 trav runs, which takes some time and effort, and as goofy as I love making fun of YouTubers with their silly fucking thumbnails, but it's still effort to make the thumbnail and edit and all this stuff, and it's sort of a long form thing. Well, P3 really helps you make content then. And then we really can't trust your judgment on whether P3 was a good thing. So you say, well, there's streamers out there who fought for P5, they must be in the right. And not necessarily, because my argument is that P5 maps help the GG Slam YouTubers. The people who don't really put out, I hate to be this rude, because they're putting out content and they're making money, good for them, but it's not really content. They're just filming a 1-minute drop video or a 1-minute slam fest. This is far less work involved, and therefore they would want the P5 maps because this makes them more money, this makes them more content, because there's just more drops to go around. They're not interested in showcasing a GG character or doing 1,000 trav runs and documenting the results. They're just interested in how many drops can I get, because this 1-minute clip will get 5k views, and that's a lot. So the point is, you have to look at why people are supporting things. And I think certainly there was one guy on Reddit, at least using a burner account, who's some YouTuber who was in the know. He's going about it the wrong way with as much vitriol, salt, and negativity as humanly possible. Which, again, is why you have to question people's reasons. Because when you have people like that on your side, you think, oh, they're fighting for me, this is great. But when they go about it in a manner that's so unproductive that the reasons for the changes that you want are diluted by that negativity, or they're not taken as seriously because that person's on your side, I think that's when you have to look at things and say, well, that person's not worth having around. That person's not worth having in our group. Even if they support us, they're too outside the norm. They're doing it for the wrong reasons. I hope that makes sense. See you guys later.